Testing. All right. Mic's working. Copper. Marie. Hey, what's the jelly? Let's go. Tails Bell gift? Oh. No bombing alley. Morning, Copper. Hold on, give me 1 second here. Just need to calibrate something real quick. I'm telling you, my theory about who gets the memberships, I think is accurate. The regulars, the ones that show up like every single stream, I don't think gets gifted the memberships. Naru! I saw. You're playing a game right now on Steam, and I didn't recognize the title. Alright, one thing I completely forgot to do last time. I forgot to add Marie. If anybody want to add me as my friend, feel free to go right ahead. I assume this is, why am I so sunk in my seat? Wait, hold on. Why am I let me pull my carrot. Hey, there we go. Gotta pull myself up there. I think this is Marie. And in the past, I kept my friend code secret because it was just easy for the lost races to just have everyone that's, you know, without having to do the dodo code, just fly on over. But since the lost race has come to an end, sort of, I can just add everybody. Resetting my love. Mama cat. I have a bunny and a ground squirrel. What's a ground squirrel? What is a ground squirrel? Hold on. I only know one squirrel, Copper. That's tree squirrel. What is a ground squirrel? Oh, they're cute. Oh my god, can I have one as a pet? Can I have one of those as a pet? I honestly want one of those as a pet. Huh, let me get AC going. And by the way, if anybody wants to add me, here is my friend code 004060484349. Coro! Wait, Coro, aren't you supposed to be... Is it that this week? Or is it next week? I completely forgot when the event is, Coro. Are you in America yet? It lives in my yard. I tried catching it, but I don't have good bait since I don't have any nuts, so it's just living there. Aw. As long as it's not a nuisance, I think it's fine. I'm heading over stateside onto... Oh, it's next week. Okay. Oh. Y'all should come by Connecticut. Koro, I am literally 2.5 hours away from Boston. You should stop on by. You can see all my antics over on the side. I'm going to post in Discord to show you the one of the knitters to help me rescue this. Knitters? To help rescue this? Oh, Kitty. I was like, knitters. I'm trying to figure out what it's eating. Hopefully just a nut. Chipmunks dig up my garden plants. Okay. I have a few neighbors I try to go, you know, vegetables and stuff. We have a lot of squirrels in our area. By squirrels, not ground squirrels. I mean the big giant tree squirrels that eat everybody's vegetables and stuff. How do y'all go about protecting your crops away from wildlife? Because if I was a wild creature, every time I see one of those squirrels in my garden, I would just assume it's like a free buffet. My husband wants to go to the game convention, but I looked up and there are no cozy games. So I was, oh, is he gonna go by himself? See, the issue with non-cozy games is I got so used to cozy games, I get tilted when I start playing these hardcore games. Care Bear! Mom cat, my yard is mostly dead grass. That's so is my yard. So is my yard, Copper. Next time I'm planning on coming back twice. Maybe later. Oh, let's go. We can do Halloween together. Uh-oh, my phone's ringing. Why's my phone ringing? May 1st, I've arranged a special tour saying thanks to... Wait, what's May 1st? Oh, is that the May Day race thingy? Oh yeah. I forgot all about that. So, real quick, story time. Before we actually do seriously focus on the island. My yard is ready to be mowed. Mine is getting there. You haven't done the Mayday race yet? Come on. Why can't I put this out? There we go. Stacy, classic crystal cozy crystal gamer. Okay. So, I'm not gonna share everything, but I'm not sure if this happened to anybody before. All right, I don't know if this happened to anybody before. Imagine this. I couldn't log on to my Julian account last night. Oh, I'm sorry, Copper. Wait, why can't you? Mayday first day. I'm not gonna lie. I actually couldn't do Mayday the first time I tried it. I was genuinely confused. So I borrowed and adopted it for the lost race. Since I was confused, I'm sure other people would be too, on a larger scale. And it proved to be true. So, so the other day, it was a few days ago. I've been having a lot of issues, regardless, right? But let's say, imagine you had a long day, and you're sleeping, and this is about 3 a.m. in the morning, roughly. That's what the time when you get your good sleep. That sleep I'm talking about, where you're like starting to drool a little bit. That REM sleep. My wife and I woke up, and we heard a little scratches, and the first thing I thought of was, it's a mouse. It's a rat. It's a mouse. It's something in the house. It's in the walls. I got it from my bed. It wasn't that far of a walk. Essentially, it was from here, got off the bed, walked roughly to this wall, and I heard... That's all I heard was the scatter of feet and scratches. And I said, crap. Those that don't know, especially those that are lurking and brand new to the channel, hi. But also, I love animals. Just to make it crystal clear, I love animals. I don't like hurting them. And sometimes I generally feel bad for eating meat. Even though I do eat meat, I generally do feel bad for eating meat. So, now that it's 3 in the morning, the choice was to be made. What do we use? Choose your weapons, folks. What do you use? Do you go with the old sticky trap? Do you do the medieval snapper thingy here? Or do you do the cartoon version? What do y'all use? I know people that use these. I know people that say this is very effective. These will catch them right on the spot and do the instant. Queen! We're talking about I was in my bed, sleeping, 3 in the morning, and we heard a little... So obviously there was a sign of stuff in the walls. So these were the ones that everybody recommend, right? This is the sticky stuff. The Snapdragon 4.0. I hope you're doing well, Queen. A live trap. Oh, we'll get to that in a second, Copper. Or the cartoon version of cheese and a stick. I'm gonna keep it real. This here, this will never work. If we were all rodents, you can easily just chew this area and just don't touch the stick. Food with the boxes here I have right next to wood, so I always walk over and let them free. Oh, I'll get back to that in a second too, Goro. So what we use is this. It's a humane mouse trap. We have 3 of them in the house. They were in the basement, so we took 2 of them up to our room area, roughly the attic. Pop those bad boys down. I like these traps because what all you need to do, just free advertisement here for this company. If y'all ever decide to need to use this, put the food in this section here. It's a separate container. The mouses come in, their weight pushes down, the door closes, bam. They're secured, there's air hose, they're good to go. Everyone's safe. But you have a stressed out mouse. But, you know, that's to be expected. The sticky trap worked for me, but the rat was huge. I had to get men to remove it. It wasn't a... Ooh. Yeah, I've seen one caught in a sticky trap before, and ever since I saw that, I said, I'm never using that. Oh, that looks like much nicer than mine. Copper, what does yours look like? I remember having a small mouse in my room, and despite being a pest, was thankfully a quiet one. So this one we caught, literally, just 3 in the morning, heard the sound, we put the traps out. The next day, I think it was. And then a few hours or so later, it went right into the trap. You plan to catch Remy's to make them cook for you? It's a wire cage. I can get the doors to work right. And I can't get the... Aw. Copper. This was like $6. I said get it now. You can before the tariffs kick in. Sticky traps are awful. Yes, Mama Cat. I hate mice. I love mice care as long as they're not in my house. So once it was caught, before I head to work, I wanted to decide what to do with the mouse. Now we caught one way in the past. We had options. Because I do live in a city, and the first one was we released it around the house, outside. PSA to everyone listening: if you catch a mice or a mouse, you do not release them around your house, because there are holes in your house that you probably are missing. Unless you get a proper exterminator, the mouse can easily find its way back right on in. So this was not the option. We did this once. We learned from our... I think that might have been the same mouse. I had mice real bad. My awful neighbors, after them being evicted, I found out they had cannabis factory in the home. Now, no. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Sheila. That's just... I got... Next time, Sheila, just ask me to share my cannabis story. I got a story for y'all. It's what you think and what not you think at the same time. Check if it has illness, and if not, it's your new pet. Then it looked healthy. It looked healthy, all right. But those that don't know, mices, they breed like rabbits. So I think we caught in the early stages. I hope we did. So Zicasa was not an option, and we're not in walking distance of it, but it's in driving distance of a beach and a park / playground. Where would y'all release? Hold on, we're gonna do a quick poll. Where would you release? Beach or park? We'll give it like a minute. I'm curious as to what everyone's gonna pick. And while we're doing that, hold on, let me check the game real quick. I just need to make sure we have Lily of the Valley set. Because I think if I remember last time, we got stuck around this stupid area. Yes, we did get stuck around this area. But I'm not sure if I could have a pet mouse. And I don't mean a wild one. I know pet rats are a thing, but I couldn't get I would get a hedgehog before that. We actually had a hedgehog queen. By we, my wife. I think it was right before my wife and I started dating officially. She got a pet hedgehog. Her name was Kira. Lived for about 3 years. That's my only issue with small creatures. You grow attached to them a lot. And unfortunately, some lifespan of some creatures are very short compared to others. Hedgehogs being one of them. Alright, so we have 60%, 67% with park, 33. So 1 out of 3 said beach. Okay, this is what happened. I originally was going to go to this one where most of y'all said we were going to go. But what happened was before the beach, where you park your car and everything, there was a tiny, like, foresty area before the beach that literally connects the two. And I said, oh, we'll go with the beach. Because this is essentially what you're dealing with, like, parked cars area. I had a small dog that lived to be 15 years. Those went, listen. Rule of thumb. I think most of us, because we play Animal Crossing, we get attached to animals very easily. Rule of thumb, especially with mouses, do not name them. Like I did. You grow attached to them. Alright. So, with these traps, I was ready to release them into the wild. But anybody and everyone with Google knows home mouses, they don't survive in the wild that well. Same with kitties. I wish they'd... Yeah. I wish they could have at least, at minimum, 30 years of life with us. But home mouses and mices, the ones that are annoyingly in our cupboard, kitchen, basement, attic, they survive pretty much based on foraging. That's their thing. Their survival instincts could use a little bit of improvement. How can you not name a dog? It also hurts that Bones look like that. And Mince look like... And Mitzi look like my cat. Who's Mitzi? Oh, the villager? Oh. I was like, wait, what were we talking about? Oh no, I named my dog. I was talking about the mouses. The mouses I caught. You don't want to name those because you would get attached. I named the first one called Tom. I was like, I caught Tom. And we were heading to the beach to drop off Tom. But because I know these mices, they don't survive well on their own. What I ended up doing was building a shelter. I can only imagine people that saw me in the morning. This is, give you all a time span. This is 7 a.m. in the morning. 7 a.m., 7:15-ish in the morning. Was it that? Was it that or 8? My grandma had a dog that looked like... Really? Aw. So, I am not the most artistically inclined person. So, the shelter I built before I released the mouse did not look like this. I wish it was something like this. I think this would be cute. But... imagine having a stroll in my park area and you see this. That's like nicknaming the chill mouse that was in the house. I know he's gonna be kicked out. Yeah. Had to have him on my island. Listen, Bones is great. I really hope the next AC game they give us more villagers and an ability to nickname the villagers. Just saying, just for a little customization. Because some of us might have Bones on all our islands, but you give yours the nickname. It'll be a little extra special. So, what I ended up doing for the home at the beach, in the span of maybe 30 seconds to a minute, I dug a tiny little hole. I took some leaves, had a tiny bit amount of snacks in my car. So I built a tiny little home with leaves on there and snacks to keep it, alive for a little bit. And then I drove off. Bones was on my island, but unfortunately, Lucky one. Yeah, Lucky. Love my Lucky. But he's my new leaf town along with Mitzi. So after this happened, I drove off, went back home, put the trap back out, went to work, had a meeting, came back. There's caught mouse number 2. So now we have Tom and Terry. Mitzi's on my cat. Mom, oh, you know what? Oh, I'm not surprised you have an all cat island mama cat. So we have mouse number 1 and mouse number 2, and of course, we have to reunite them in La Casa de Mouse on the beach. So I drove back to the spot where we left. I know, big surprise. We left the leaves, and the fruit. Unfortunately, what I ended up seeing when I got back with the second mouse was the hole with some feathers over there. I'm assuming Apollo, at this time, I assumed Apollo swooped on down and had a little snacky stack. Because there was a tiny bit of feathers. But I was a little sad, not gonna lie, that they didn't make a whole day. But when I looked over to another corner, I saw a tiny little schmale, a little tail. So I think the initial mouse left that area and went over to another spot. So I took mouse number 2 and left it in the same spot. That was, I want to say, was that yesterday or the day before? I lost track. It's one of those 2 days before. And since then, no one else has shown up in the traps and it's been quiet. So I'm hoping that was the shortest story I ever gave you all, and no updates at all to the mouse story. But I will check on time to time in that spot when I walk by on the beach to see if I spot a tail or not. That is my tiny little raton story. I don't know if y'all ever had to deal with mouse situations. They're cute and all, but the noises they make and also the droppings. Oh. Alright, but this is what we're going to do in today's very, very short stream. Because I actually have adult stuff to do. AKA yard work, cleaning, the fun stuff, you know? We're going to be doing a fundraiser soon. I just messaged. Let me see if they've responded to my message. Not yet. I messaged Danny and Nikki to see when they're available and names of folks. No mice. It was a big rat. Oh, man. Rats are the giant ones, right? Mice are tiny ones. As if I remember that correctly. I think. That's how it goes. So what we need is... Oh, that's what I needed before last stream. Where is the storage shed? That's what I need, is a storage shed to get the coconuts out. See, I had a friend that had... I think she had 2 pet rats. They were actually really, really cute. Wait, did I put a storage shed on this side? Note to self, if anybody ever decide to build a maze island in the future, have storage sheds nearby for quick access to stuff. Okay. So, oh boy. Shino's in the way. You all are getting to see what I have to deal with on a regular basis on my island. I lost track. How do I get to my house again? Was it this way? I think it was this way. I was talking to my friend the other day. I was trying to explain to him how the loss race works. And him and I have a theory that if the island was big enough to have a viewer versus streamer competition, the viewers would win. Because y'all have seen me navigate this island so much, You probably know the island way better than all the streamers that have participated. All right, but first things first, we need the coconut. Ooh. I hope everyone had a good week, by the way. Pet rats are good, but I've seen rats the size of... No. Seriously? I heard rumors. Wait, where is... Oh, that's the storage. I heard rumors. I actually personally have never seen a giant New York rat before. Well, I've seen videos of the giant ones that carry pizza slices. Well, even those... How big is an opossum? They're not... Like, what? 1 feet? 2 feet? Because if I think of opossums... Oh, no, I'm mixing them with the raccoons. I don't know my rodents. I don't know my rodents. Hold on, where are the... Fruit should be here, right? Oh, did I run out of coconuts? Wow, that's a... I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know I could run out of coconuts. I ran out of coconuts. All right, hold on. Going to get coconuts. Sword! How are you doing? Are you ready for the trip? I was trying to, Coral's here, by the way, Sword. I was trying to get Coral to, make a pit stop and get old CT. But I'll be thinking about y'all next week. Because I think right now it's Cleo, Sword, Coral, then Tentuck, Brittany, Popper, her husband. Mama Cat, are you going? At least 2 to 2.5. What? No. Oh my god. 2. How? Jeez. We need to get some coconuts. We're gonna head over to Danny's Island. I'm working always. Well, there was that time I offered to visit. You did? When did that happen? I don't remember this at all. I don't remember that conversation. I don't remember that conversation. By the way, if any streamers in chat want to participate in the fundraiser coming up, time to be determined, let me know. It's for Haley. I still gotta work with the Canada Crossing and Nicky Picky Plays. I want to fly? Yep. That one time you visited the East Coast? Why'd you do that? Why'd you come here? I want to visit somebody. And online play. I genuinely don't remember. Those that don't know, I work at a college, and sometimes my students will share stuff with me. I would turn around, grab something, turn back around, start talking to them, and they're like, "You forgot, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah, what were we talking about?" Alright, search for a friend. But I don't remember Sword. Alright, we are heading to Narnia to get a few coconuts. And while we're there, are we missing anything else? Jenny! Christian! How are y'all doing? How is life for you all? It was like 2 Novembers ago. Oh, I'm definitely not going to remember that. I'm not going to remember that. Jenny, Christian, question for y'all. Had you ever had to deal with a rodent situation? Danny, when are we doing the fundraiser? Life has been so busy, I kind of forgot about it. And I was like, no, we got to prep this. I haven't reached out to a single person yet. Jenny, I managed to catch 2 mouses the other day. Well, we can do the May Day tour. Oh man, I Forgot. I think I watched one guide when it first came out, and I'm hoping I remember it. Rose, how are you doing? I'm trying to get in contact with Nikki, and we'll figure it out. Her schedule is more full than mine. Yeah, Nikki does have a very chaotic schedule. I don't know your schedule, Danny, but I think your schedule is like mine, where it's flexible enough. Hey, look at Danny! Those that don't know, we're on Danny's special magical island. And I hope when Switch 2 comes out, Danny will be able to get a new magical island. Do y'all think, genuine question for everyone that plays Animal Crossing like rigorously, do you think we are gonna get magical switches for Switch 2? My little brother once stepped on a mouse. Oh, I was gonna say I hope it's still alive, but then at the same time, you know, I hope it was a quick ending, if anything, to us too. That's up to Nintendo. Okay, here's the thing. I don't have a magical switch. I don't know how they work, right? But by magical switch, a hack switch. Correct me wrong here. The only switches that can be magical are the original Switch that first came out. Right? None of the Switch that I made afterwards, before even the OLED Switch, those are not magical, right? Like, nobody's figured out how to turn those switches into magical switches. So, oh man. Can y'all imagine playing Animal Crossing in Switch 2 with no help? As in, like, coded help? Oh man. We are going to rely heavily on community donations. Rose, I'm okay. For anybody that came in late, if you rewind the video, you can hear the story about how I caught mouses, and I kind of tried to release them and built them a tiny little house by the beach. It didn't work out. Magical switches, I better enter into the Animal Crossing world. Exactly. Oh, so it is. That is how it works. Companies do that. Like the first generation, you can hack to play GameCube games. I'm sure someone will figure out how to mod the Switch 2 eventually. True. It's just a matter of time. But imagine if this didn't exist. How much work it would take. Oh, how much? Well, we're here. Hold on. We got Lily of the Valleys. We got 2 coconut. We got saplings. I think there's nothing else, right? Oh, wait. Are there pitfall seeds here? It's just a matter of time. True. I wonder. There are pitfall seeds, right? Or I can just craft them with I'll grab a few twigs. Couple of seaweed and twigs. I mean branches. I would say maybe a year. Give or take. Wait, I was making something to eat. Why are we on a treasure island? Oh, I ran out of coconuts. I ran out of coconuts. I need because how tight my island is, anytime I shake the coconut tree, the coconuts would fall and it would disappear into the nether. I mean, as long as you can time travel still in the next game, I'll be happy. Okay. Can y'all imagine if Nintendo proof the Switch to the point where you can't time travel either? Oh man, we have to play the game legit. I love Animal Crossing, but I think all of us got to the point where we can time travel to get stuff done. Bro, I don't even remember how to play 18H without Magical Island token codes for sure. Did you end up getting a Switch? No, I did not, Sproutsy. How are you doing, by the way? My game plan for the Switch 2 is to get into a football suit with the helmet and everything and just bum rush and smash everybody out the way on day one. and nabbing it. And I refuse to go the eBay route to get a Switch 2. I do not want to pay, what are those people called? Scalpers? You know what's the problem if the creator can't move? Also, I'd never time. You never? Oh, Queen, you are built for Switch You were built for the next AC game. That wrecked it for sure. Bear, how you doing? Seems like a logical play. Did you sign up for Nintendo? No. No. I did not. I did not, Sprousy. I'm a fake fan. Never, but I had to for New Leaf. So, I never actually played any of the other AC games. So my only AC game I ever played was this one. All I know is that in the previous AC games, the villagers were actually meaner, which a lot of people miss. I don't even know. Can you even terraform into other AC games? Oh no, I lied. There's another AC game I did play was Pocket Mobile, and that lasted a hot 1-2 days until I quit. Honestly, I'll wait for the Switch 2. I just want to know if you have to have multiple Switch 2s, if they bring the island route or city, whatever route again, can you have multiple save files for the Switch 2? That's all I want to know. For Animal Crossing, do you actually need to have more than one Switch console if you want to have multiple islands? Because that was the annoying thing about AC&H. I mean, that did make the system sell a lot more than it did, but still. You still might be able to. They haven't opened theirs yet. Wait, how do I do that? Wait, how do I do that, Sproutzy? I think I have a pre-order through Amazon, but I never trust him. Listen, the other day I ordered something from Amazon. The package came. The box was open, wide open from the delivery truck. Nobody came in, like, opened the package. It just came busted in from... I don't trust Amazon either. I'll wait for the new Animal Crossing game and a Switch version of Animal Crossing Switch 2. Sprousy Jenny, I think that's what a lot of people are doing. But I know the streamers that rely on, streaming to be their main source of income will begin to Switch 2, and then when the AC game comes out, they'll get the Switch console as well. My last several deliveries been like that too? Oh, does that just mean they've been using sucky tape to hold the things together? I only played New Leaf and the DS one. Also, I don't know why they want them to be rude. And not just the neutral meaning others, but how they treat you as... Honestly, okay. I don't see Nintendo doing this for this upcoming game, but maybe in the future when they catch up with the technologies. Imagine if they use AI. Imagine. You see a villager. They have a loaded script built into their system. Coded wise, they have... You meet Audie, she's a peppy villager. I think she's a peppy, right? She has some of her phrases, but depending on how you interact with her, they would have a different reaction to you compared to another person. And now I'm talking like full on AI, like how most games are using AI. Just enough to make a split decision between... Like, you give each villager like 5 different branches of variations of their personality, and depending on how you treat them, you get one of those 5 personalities. So that way it doesn't become this repetitive thing, I would hate if they use AI. It's terrible, but they gotta do that's the issue I think with current AI games. Some of it is just implemented really, really badly. Me too, only getting Switch 2 when the next... Part of me also wants to do that as well. Because realistically, when the Switch 2 comes out, the games that streamers going to be playing mostly is either Mario Kart or... I think a Mario game's coming out, right? The issue with Mario Kart is usually you want viewers to play with you. But the question is, do the viewers are going to have the money to actually buy the Switch 2 with Mario Kart to play with you? Welcome Tour? Oh, is that the name of the Mario Kart? Welcome Tour? I know that in New Horizons, the more you talk to them, the more they interact with you, others and items. The less you talk to them, the less they... Oh, really? I didn't know that. I genuinely didn't know that, Queen. I just assumed everything was just preloaded already, and they just come to you whenever. I didn't know all that part. No, the tech demo game. Wait, what's the tech demo game? Smart, you gotta explain this to me like I was a little kid, because I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, we need to put in. Now we're back here. We need to put in. The coconut trees. By the way, when Danny and I and Nikki figure out the date for the Lost Race, if anybody wants to participate, if you're a streamer, let me know. If you're not a streamer and you want to volunteer and help in some kind of way, I do need help in that on that end as well. We need judges. We need my own spies, not spies for the other streamers, like spies for us. Yeah, I noticed that because I never talked to Buck and he hardly did anything on the island while everyone else had full-on conversation with each other. I don't know. I did not know that. Queen. Listen, the game's been out since 2020. I didn't know that. What day is the event? I'm thinking Saturday-ish, May-ish, maybe June-ish. We haven't figured out the date yet. Nikki has a busy schedule, so me, Danny, and Nikki are gonna try to figure this out together, and then we'll publish it. But just to put the word out there, if anybody wants to participate, it's an open invitation, first come, first serve. There's a few roles. But everyone's gonna walk away with prizes. So hold on, we're gonna do this real quick. Let's see if I can pull this up. He hardly talked to his villagers, so they didn't do much on the island. That's good to know, Queen, because had I known that, I would have spoke with all my villagers so they could talk with all the competitors when they came over to the island. If there are official monitors, the contestants need to know because people have been banned in the past. No. Monitors as in, it's a different form of monitoring. Monitors as in, you're going to be assigned 1 or 2 streamers to watch, and then you're going to update the chat box that me and the commentators are in, and then we can actually use that to figure out what we're talking and looking at. And then if there's something we have to interject with the streamers, I'm going to have everyone on my Discord, so I can easily hop into their Discord group chat and be like, hey, stop doing that. The only drawback is the dialogue is repetitive, so no one wants to talk to the villagers to see that. That's where AI can come in handy. And a very smart AI, not like one of those things where like they come up with their own sentence, like to the point where the AI knows what the villager wants to say, but they have their way of saying it for every specific villager. I don't see Nintendo doing it, but maybe in ACNH the 5th edition, they will include some kind of that to make it feel more alive. But let's see if I can share with you this screen here. Sorry, it's blurry. But essentially, we're looking for competitors, commentators, donation trackers. So that's what we do need. Somebody to actually monitor donations because it's through GoFundMe. And GoFundMe does not do the thing of what you call it, showing, like, giving you alerts on the screen. So I want to be the judge and jury, essentially. The spies for us to report to the commentator chat. And then I was going to ask TVT if he's not doing this, if he doesn't have time to, I'm going to see if somebody else can be the banker for the event. Yeah, this is an event for, hold on, scroll to the wrong thing. For one of Haley's mods. And we'll talk about this in the future a little bit more because I'm still editing this, so this is not correct, all of this yet. Because time TBD, date to be announced. But it's a 2-course event where streamers can compete in the Lost Race, and depending on where they place, boom, they will get one of these prizes depending on how they do it. So every single streamer that participates in the Lost Race will be doing Nook or no Nook. And then if somehow they're able to secure the 99k bell suitcase here, if you're first place in the Lost Race, you get to all 3 prizes. If you secure this bell bag, the suitcase, and you are in second place, you get to choose 2 out of 3. And then if you're in last place, but you get this one, you get to choose 1 out of 3. And they're good prizes. So everybody wins something for a good cause, you know? I put my phone down for one more. No worries, Queen. It's just an upcoming date to be determined, time to be determined event. Way in the future. Probably sometime later this month, I'm going to guess, or June. One of those two. As soon as we can get our schedule aligned, we can then find whose schedule aligns with us. I hope that's soon. Oh, this would be a good space for a lily. So we can put a lily here. So when I go hide flowers, so if anybody ever wants to do one of these events, like create your own, the best spot's to honestly hide them behind these little things here. But the trick is, you can still see them, right? So when you go up here, you can put another tree here and it will block the view. So you want to hide it within, you want to hide stuff behind stuff, you can hide other stuff. If that makes any sense. And then this should be, I mean, it's going to be annoying initially to walk through this, but I think over time, people will clear this. Actually, I'm not going to push a flower there, but I will put, it's this fake plant here that everyone thinks is going to be a real lily. And then to make sure it doesn't grow, I'm going to put down a little bit of clump of weed. And then I think, because the right side did most of it on by myself already. I think we're almost ready. I think, yeah, we got a lot of the flowers here. And now that you're all here, you will also know where the flowers are. This is deal or no deal right here. Oh, you know what we could do? Hold on, is there lilies down here? Oh, there are already. Never mind. What I could do is put lilies up here. I don't think I'll be able to take place anyways. No worries, if you can't, no worries at all. Just coming on by if you can during that time, be great. If not, it's a-okay. Life has been hectic for everybody, I know for a fact. Because I'm not sure who's Canadian here, but I just saw in the news before we went live that part of Canada is trying to separate itself from Canada. And that, yeah, when I saw that on the news, I was like, what is happening in the world right now? So from what I understood, there is a very wealthy place in Canada. Wait, politics in my Animal Crossing stream? It's not so much politics, it's just, I heard that there is a section of Canada that is trying to get itself separated from Canada. And we talk about all the things. We talk about everything here. I know, it's just joking. I think, from what I understood, if anybody's Canadian, please correct me if I'm wrong. Technically, the different sections, I don't know what's called. It's like in the United States, you have different states, right? Imagine like the East Coast or the West Coast of America separates from the rest of America. I think that's what some part of Canada is trying to do. And the part is provinces. Yes, thank you, Bear. Provinces. I think it's a province or it's a city or something. And what happens is that area, that's going to sound really familiar for everyone in America. That area is really rich in oil. And because of environmental factors, because of a lot of reasons, they don't dig up all of their oil. And the wealthy folks are essentially saying, no, we want that oil digged up. So they want the mayor, who agreed with this, mind you, to separate themselves from Canada to become their own country. Long story short, there was a law in place where you have 90 days or something like that to secure 600,000 votes. like signatures to start the process. And somehow the mayor, if the story I read was correct, is changing the rules so that you, instead of 90 days, you have 120 days to collect the signature. And instead of the large amount of signatures you need, you only need like under 200,000 signatures. And the sad part is 75% of those that live there don't want to be separated. AKA, just like America, the rich doing the rich things and not caring about the working and poor class. AKA, business as usual. Is from what I understood. Breaking news, strong stream. Feel free to Google this. If anybody want to Google this, just verify. Fact check me. If I was ever running for president, that would be my slogan. After I make a speech or something, fact check me. I make a speech about, you know, defunding education. Fact check me. Anthony! Shrek VHS. Those who know. Anthony is Shrek VHS, Shrek DVD, Shrek Blu-ray, Shrek cassette. What else are you, Anthony? Anthony, how you doing? Anthony's a streamer over on the Twitch. Maybe I'm glad I'm not in Canada. I'll be honest, I don't know what's going on with this planet anymore. I don't know how y'all are doing it, but every time I look on the news, it's just more depressing stuff left and right. All these, every time you check the news, it's like, I think I'm done for today. I think I'm done for today. It's easy to become rich if you only care about yourself and nobody. Yeah, Copper. So true. All these rich people behave they are there. It's, and just let me clarify. In my book, when it comes to like the rich people, I'm talking to people with at least 500 mil. Because those people have some money that can actually change stuff. Because in the past, like if you're a millionaire, like 10 million, that was a lot of money in the past. But nowadays, you're still middle class. I'm sorry. When you do taxes and everything. Brittany, how are you doing? Eventually, I'm over here using the account, but definitely not gaming or cozy related. Anthony is, yeah, he's not cozy. But if you want to try and make him cozy, hop into one of his streams and tell him he's not a cozy streamer, but he's a funny streamer though. Definitely, in my opinion, 18 plus. But great guy, great friend. I'm fading more and more into fantasy and dystopian fiction. I miss when the news was scientists make a mammoth. Okay, this is gonna sound so stupid. This is gonna sound so stupid. I'm gonna get to you, Queen, because I was saying something about that. Good night, Naru. We're good, Brittany. I just shared some breaking news I found out about Canada before the stream started. Part of Canada is trying to separate Brittany from Canada. I'm not really a cozy stream. You're not, but in my book, Copper, I still, would I? You know, sometimes I would classify you. It depends on the day of the stream. Yeah, I attended a forum regarding how rich is too rich, and they asked rich people. They said about 50 million is enough. Beyond that, it's excessive. I'm just a streamer that's here to buy. I mean, let's keep it real. Imagine everything you want in life, right? Literally everything you want, just for your personal gain, not to help out others. How much money would that be? Because I did the math on that. I need a solid 2 mil, and I'm good with myself. If you can throw in another 2 mil, I can help out other people. Like once I hit 4 million, I ran out of ideas. I don't know how people with billions of dollars. What do you do with the money? Copper pulls no punches. Copper does not. Because all I need is just a house, a working car, money in retirement, you know, a nice bed, a nice computer, a gaming room, you know, a little garden. That's not too much to ask for, right? Healthcare. But the thing that Queen said earlier about scientists making mammoth meatball. You know how like scientists a few weeks ago said they cloned a dire wolf or something like that. Listen, I love animals, but I also like eating meat. I always wondered if dinosaurs truly taste like chicken, and if we ever clone a dinosaur, I want to know if one tastes like chicken. Just something that when I saw Queen's message, I was like, wait, that reminded me. Queen said something about the missing the news was when scientists made like mammoth meatballs and stuff instead of all this bad news we keep getting left and right, plane incidents and everything. I remember like a few weeks ago, that was the first non-political news I saw was dire wolves were created. And I said, oh, I wonder if other dinosaurs would be created in the future. If dinosaurs taste like chicken. I mean, technically chickens, I could be wrong about this. I heard chickens evolved from dinosaurs. This is what I was told. Imagine 50 million was an actual limit. Can you imagine if we actually put a cap on how much money an individual could own? Or a company for that matter? Nice car. I just got a... Oh, Copper. What car? Wait, you just buy one over the weekend? And the list goes on from Brittany. Safety. So you need everyone else to be well off, like happy. Yeah. Yep. If you could just... Oh, we just treat each other like humans. It'll be so much better in this world. Anything over that should go to the good, common good fund. There was a politician a while back. He suggested something I never heard, something called VAT tax. And I, as someone that's not an economist, just want to emphasize this. I'm not an economist. I don't know banking. I don't know numbers that well. I like the idea of a VAT tax. Basically, if you buy food, right? So me, Marie, Jenny, Sproutsy, Bear, we went to a grocery store. We don't get taxed when we're buying oranges. We don't get taxed when we're buying bananas and stuff. But if Copper, with her net worth of $50 million, goes buy a Lamborghini, something that's not needed, Copper should be paying a giant VAT tax. Basically, a huge bill. Because the rich essentially can get by evading taxes. But if you have to buy those things, why also tax the big, giant, rich, expensive stuff that most of us won't buy? Like a yacht, a mega yacht, you know? Stuff us commoners won't be buying anytime soon. A private plane, a car that costs $150,000 and more. Copper with the sad face, I wish. Luxury tax. That's the word there. Luxury tax. I don't think there would probably be red meat and... Wait, what did Jenny say? I don't think they would. They'll probably be red meat and tough. Oh, Jenny, true. Jenny coming in with the facts there. I've eaten snakes and turtles, squirrels, and gator. They don't taste like chicken. Aw, that's what I told everything was taste like chicken. Oh, Marie. Wait, Copper said, my husband bought me a new Honda Civic hybrid touring model. Thanks to his recent... Oh, I'm sorry about the passing, though. But yay to the new car. Let's go. Get this Honda Civics. Those are nice cars. Genuinely very nice cars. I've never been luxury, so I don't know what it applies to. Should we bring back Tasmanian type? What are those? I don't know what those are. Copper is going to be driving everywhere. Copper with the hybrid car, Copper is going to be able to go from California all the way to Maine on one tank of gas. That's what Copper is going to be able to do. First year for a Honda Civic hybrid is over a decade. Oh, wow. Wait, hold on. We need to put something here. Let's put in... Actually, let's put in a Lily, shall we? Wait, let me put this in here. I drove 250 miles in the first 2 days. Hold on. Oh, let me find a picture of... This is what I picture Copper doing. Hold on. I'm going to type into Google. This is what I picture Copper. What was it? Fancy convertible sunglasses girl. This... There's that old school thing. This is what I picture Copper looking like right now, driving her little Honda Civic everywhere. I've had it for 2 weeks now. With a big giant smile. That's what I picture. The biggest smile on earth, the sunglasses and a little scarf. Look it up. It was a marsupial in Tasmanian. It was hunted into extinction to save livestock, but it wasn't all the species' fault. There's an eerie footage. Oh my god. Hold on. Let me just... oh, I can't copy from the chat for some reason. Tasmanian... What was I'm looking at again? Tasmanian tiger? Tiger. Oh, that looks cool. That looks cool. It looks like a half dog, half cat. It looks like... Oh my god, it looks like cat dog. I just saw something recently where they thought they had Tasmanian tiger on trail cam. You know what? This world, as much as we're trying to explore space, this world is actually really small, but we still haven't explored everything. We're still discovering species that we thought were extinct. So maybe. Is it a dog or a cat? It's both. Well, yeah, humans running animals out of, areas. That's nothing new, unfortunately. That's definitely nothing new, unfortunately. All right, so this is good to go. Good to go over there. We are almost ready for the race. I can't wait. We haven't hosted a lost race in a while. It's a marsupial? What does that even mean? Oh, mom, okay, we have dodos. I can head to my airport right now. I can show you 2 dodos. One's wearing sunglasses, one isn't. And they both wave at each other. Will I be a bad person saying I'm hoping that... What is that? Queen, I don't even know what that is. Ambo. Okay, new rule in chat. You know how chats have different rules? Like, be nice to each other, be kind. I'm gonna have a new rule for my chat. Use words I can't pronounce. I don't know how to say that word. Hey, Ambo. Ambo lock. Ambo. I would just go with your word for it, Queen, and I hope so too. Because I can't say that. Ambo. Embolicity. Embolicities. That's an Embolicitus. Oh, wait, is there a spot here for Lily? The new word rule. We need words you can't pronounce. No, that I can't pronounce. Ambo. I'm still trying to say it. Ambolu. Thetis. Embolucitus. Embolucitus. Wait a minute, aren't you a Jenny? We're just gonna I'm just gonna go here and remove that comment. I'm gonna remove the Jenny comment. I am. But that's a hard word. That's a very, very hard word. Honestly, Jenny, sometimes I wonder how I got my certification. No, don't balk me. It's a prehistoric whale that looked like a mix of crocodile and mammal. It was terrible at swimming and walking. That's a wild statement. I think honestly the one I hope that doesn't come back either, Queen, because that sounds scary. But Jenny. So you know how like everybody has the pros and cons when it comes to their job? When it comes to education, I think what I have going for me over others, my weakness is probably grammar, most likely. But what I have going for me is I actually do teach to what the students need. You know how that old saying, a lot of people say like treat everyone equally? I don't do that as in the teaching profession. I actually don't treat everybody equally. I see where you're at and I see what you need for improvement, and I base off of that. So for example, for those that don't know, I work in a college. I have some students. I have a very like, because of my schedule, we have scheduled one-on-one meetings. It's a very tight schedule, right? There are certain students I know, for example, that are single moms, single dads that are struggling to just try to make their schedule work for the day. And they come in, I will move everything on my schedule if needed to try and squeeze in and accommodate them in, right? But then I have other students that have scheduled meetings with me, but never show up back to back to back, never show up, and always try to show up when it was convenient for them because they were lazy to get up out of bed. Those students, I tell them I'm not going to accommodate them. They need to make an appointment and they need to stick to it based on what they need and what every single other student needs. I have a friend who would say, I love you where you are, and I can love you to where you need to. Hey, I like that statement. That's a smart friend. If it makes you feel better, I had trouble spelling mammal for a while because you were trying to pronounce his name. Let me tell you, Queen. I can't pronounce a lot of Pokemon words in Pokemon. Y'all know the original Pokemon games, right? Pokemon Red and Blue. I was in 4th or 5th grade when that game came out. And because I was so in love with Pokemon, when I was a kid and we were learning the names of creatures, I could not say the real names of the animals because of Pokemon. You know how many times I couldn't say caterpillar? Because every time we had a spelling test, I would spell out Caterpie. Those that don't know, if you don't play Pokemon. Hold on, let me... Caterpie. This is the caterpillar Pokemon. I would call them Caterpie instead of caterpillar. So instead of butterfly, I would tell my teachers, this is a butterfree. Oh, what was the other Pokemon name? Oh, what was the other one? I always got mixed up. Oh, Snake. I would literally write out Ekans, and one of my teachers thought I was dyslexic because she thought I was writing snake backwards because that's how you write Ekans out. Ekans is snake backwards. That was my whole childhood. Every single animal was a Pokemon to me, and I had so much trouble remembering and saying the correct name of the real life creature instead of the Pokemon. Anorith. Oh, I know what you're talking about. When Pokemon Go came out, I was at a park and a little girl pointed at a bird in the pond and she said, "Look, Mom, it's a Pokemon." I was like, "Oh no, what are we doing to the kids?" That was me, Copper. I was that kid. Angsuna! Ooh, Angsuna, you got a new picture. Oh, you know on Twitch, when you click on somebody, you can see their profile picture like really nice and crisp and clear. I wish you could do that on YouTube. Because I can't tell if Ansuna's picture right now is of a Animal Crossing villager. Not villager, but a character. Or somebody else missing a nose. But Ansuna, how you doing? YouTube is bad with pic. Oh, I know, I can't. I think that's a hat. Either a hat or a blue hair you have. You got a black hoodie. It looks like trees in a backyard. With eyes and a mouth, and I don't know if you have a nose. YouTube need to do better. Like Mama Cat, I always know it's a cat. I think it's an orange cat. I have no idea what Mama Cat's cat is lying down on. But it looks like Mama Cat is lying down on something, and I'm thinking that's a fish. That's how hard it is to tell the pictures. The pictures are so tiny. Like Brittany, for example. I think the first time I saw Brittany's picture was in Nintendo Talk stream. And it was only until I started streaming and I saw Brittany in my chat. I was like, oh my god, Brittany has glasses. The pictures are so tiny. Queen, honestly, I don't even know what your character is. I see long hair. I'm assuming that's a dress with red flowers and a yellow dot in the middle. A floppy fish. Oh, I got it right. A floppy fish. A floppy fish. Let's go. It's an ACNH character that was made with a reference of the real Angsuna with a cookie cutter Cookie Monster hat on. Wait, there's a real Angsuna? Oh. Wait, what's the legend of Angsuna? Because I didn't know that. It's supposed to be a Sailor Moon. What's the OC? What does OC mean? It's supposed to be a Sailor Moon Awk. Queen is based off of a Sailor Moon Scout. At least that's what I see. Oh man, y'all have better eyes than I do. I am squinting at the thing. Yeah, I got it right. Be doofus. The human IRL me is real Angsuna. Oh! That's it. Saturday mornings is early, alright, for everybody. I thought it was, you know, like the Legends of, there was a show a while back called The Legends of Jackie Chan. I don't know, it could have been like The Legends of Angsuna. Just a matter of time. Original character. Okay, that makes sense. Ooh, bottle. If y'all are ever curious, this is what my students have to deal with. I tried to use slang the other day and everyone just stared at me because I'd use it incorrectly. I have legends, but they shouldn't be discussed in stream. Oh boy. Honestly, I don't know how or when this is gonna start, but we need to do a podcast where I just invite chat onto voice chat one day. We'll make it an 18+ stream. And we could just have a informal back and forth, just one at a time. Today's stream, me and Angsuna. Next stream, me and Jenny. I'll be trying not to die laughing. No, somebody did something funny, and I just said skibbity. And everyone just stared at me. I was like, I used that wrong, didn't I? I used that wrong, didn't I? Legends of Trogongi and its pet mouse queen. I gotta go back there and check in on them. You can do voices. You can do voice on Discord. Yeah, that could be a thing. It will just be Trongy After Dark, 18+. The stories everyone could share. Because I'm sure there's stories because you all hear my stories every single week. I can only imagine the stories that are going on in all of your life. I know some things soonest, but I can only imagine the other half I didn't hear. I can only imagine what stories you all have to go through in your daily life. The good and the bad. And the funny. Or all three. Because sometimes it could be the good, the bad, and the funny all in one, unfortunately. Oh, you know what we could put here? The coconut. Oh, I would never attempt to use Skibbity or Sigma. Dear goodness grief, not the Skibbity. What does that even mean? I still don't understand a lot of stuff like mewing. That is something I still don't get. I have loads of wrong stories. I know mewing is when you take your finger and you press it against like the jawline or something like that. I don't know. Students tell me that that's supposed to help. It's like getting a strong jawline. I'm like, does it? Does it really? I don't even get it, and I don't want to. I've seen so much people talking about brain rot. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like the old person that I was talking to when I was a kid. Because I remember when I was a kid, we used our own slang too, and all the adults said they feel old because nobody uses their slang anymore. Now I feel like I'm that adult when nobody uses my slang anymore. I've never heard of that. Wait, Brittany, you never heard of mewing? I had so many stories still thinking about writing a book. Oh man, that would be a fun thing if I could figure out how to animate. Oh, you know what I might do in the future? For the channel? Just a thought. we can have like videos of like some of the stories I shared over time, like from the, I think the one everyone here knows, the one with the dancing and the wig lady. And then in the future, share stories of like Insuna stories and other stories, just like drawn out. I just gotta figure out how to make that happen. And it could be you, or if you don't want to narrate it, I'll narrate it. If you want to narrate it, you can narrate it. Just send me a clear, crystal clear audio clip, and I'll make it work. Oh man, hold on, where am I in chat? They called a, oh boy, Queen, what's with all the words today? They called ASDF movie brain rot, but at least it wasn't inappropriate stuff, and it was a. What is this stuff here? ASDF. When I showed my youngest the sweater I was making her, and her response was slay, I lost it. Google like a lost slay. I think. Oh no, I'm not that old. Hold on. Slay is good job, right? Like you slayed it. Good job. I would watch that. Hey Jenny. Okay, so Jenny will watch it. We got one view. I don't have any little people in my life. But all the kids make their own words. I'm an adult and make my own. Listen, sometimes I've been slurring my words lately too. Like I merged two words in one by accident. I have had one of my younger cousins say in a Squidward voice, what the Sigma? Okay, what does Sigma mean? Slay, Jenny. I honestly don't know what what ASDF movie stands for, but I'm surprised you never heard. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up off stream. Off AD. Oh, you know, ASDF. Animated sketch comedy series. Or data scientist? Hey Suna! Thank you for being a 4 months member. Oh look, I achieved something today. Achievement unlocked, 4 months. Thanks so much, Ingsuna. Much appreciated. I know my VTuber can never do the heart, but yay. Prong was saying what the Sigma was not. It's the animated sketch comedy. Animated sketch comedy. Okay. One of my favorite streamers calls his best crochet stuff Crow Slay, which I love. Crow Slay. I can see that as Maurice. Maurice, take that and run with it, and use that hashtag for your future crochet channel. Crow Slay. That's awesome, actually. Hey, Suna, thank you again for the 4 months. Seriously, much appreciated. Crow Slay. Oh man, actually, are we done with the island? I think if anything, next week what we're gonna do is try to change up the decoration so it's not fully Western. I think. I once put a break and drink together and said I was thinking a brink. Oh, we need to come up with our. Can you imagine we come up with stuff and this is the next set of slang words? A brink. What's the current generation that's being born right now? Gen Alpha? Are they Gen Alpha now? Who's the new one? Or is Gen Alpha older now? I forgot who was which generation. They can start saying brink. Marshall! How are you doing? And thank you for gifting the membership too. Oh boy. British, Jan, Texas, Rum Runner, and Amanda. Marshall, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Aw. You know what I want to do? I just had a thought. I don't know if y'all are up for it. For those that donate, if y'all want to be in a video, you don't have to be in a like the video, but you want to voice it, you can do the outro. I was just thinking of stuff like I want to somehow include you all in video somehow. If y'all like, this is Marshall Simmons signing on out. Crow Slay though. Marshall, you Crow Slay. Oh, I thought it was hit from you still are. I'm tired. Got off work at 7:30 a.m. and I have to return to work at 7. Oh my god. Those that don't know, Marshall, I think is one of the 2 people that come to the stream regularly that has crazy work hours for a very, very noble cause, but has some crazy work hours. I'm too afraid to share. No, you don't have to. I could pretend to be you. I could do my best voice impersonation of each person here. I'm gonna be bad at it, but I could try. The only voice I know how to do is Wally from Disney. That's the only voice I can actually do properly. Yeah, Marshall got the energy, the youthful energy to stay awake somehow. I want to hear. Hey, Suna, if you send me a voice clip next time and next stream, or you send it because I know if I listen to it now, your voice will be on the stream. So if you send me a clip of your voice, I will try to imitate you next time. I'll give my very best impression of the legendary Xuna. That should not be allowed, but best wishes, Marshall. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that should not be allowed. Do Wally, but he learns that it's not butter. It's not. What is that referencing? It's not butter. I can't do it. Hold on, because I can do Wally. It's not butter. I can't.
We'll be right back. And that's a fact. He's either taking a number 1, dropping a number 2. He could be taking a phone call because he's a businessman. We all know.
That was my BRB screen. I haven't used that in a long time. I've paid off 50 grand in it. Hold on. There has to be. I don't have a sound. Oh, I do have a soundboard. Hold on. I'm not sure if this can be loud, so I'm sorry if this is super loud. This is for Michelle. I'm not sure you heard it. 50K in a year? That is some pro level of paying off your debt. Because I want to say, I think the majority of everyone is still in some kind of major debt. Whether student loans or anybody. Hold on, I need to catch my breath. Go to car shop. Oh, if I remember correctly, Marshall, you wanted the Jeep, right? I think that was the car you were looking at. I forgot the specific Jeep, but it was a Jeep, if I remember correctly. Yes, good job. I've never been in very deep debt. No, there are some. Have y'all? If you just type in debt, like paying off your debt, in YouTube, there are some stories you're gonna hear, and you're like, how much money are you behind? Because there was one, I forgot what channel it was, but someone shared on the channel that their debt was like $1.5 million. I was like, how did you get through that? And the $1.5 million, I think 700,000 of it was student loans. Like there are some depths. I was like, how? Jeep, I was right. Yes, I was right. The Jeep Gladiator. I don't even remember the Gladiator, but I remember it was a really, really pretty Jeep. You know what I want to do? Is I want to have like a stack of tiny little rubber ducks. For those that don't know Jeeps, this is the thing. I want to have a stack of tiny little rubber ducks, and whenever I drive by next to a Jeep, I can toss a little rubber duck at them. Because what happens is when you see a Jeep, the thing is you put a rubber duck on the when it's parked, you're supposed to put a rubber duck on the hood, and then Jeep people are supposed to collect those rubber ducks. So I just want to collect like a little handful of ducks and just leave them on Jeeps. I was in debt with my grandmother. See, family debt is, I owed her $44. Oh, Queen, I sped read that and I said, you owe her 44 grand? See, family debt is a whole other thing. We don't have student loans like other countries have, though. My only debt is my house that I'm never paying. My house is gonna get paid off in like 30 years. Copper, you and me the same way. The duck is mandatory for a Jeep. It hurts to get a cat or dog ad. Just remind me that I'm dog and cat. Oh, I'm sorry, Queen. We saw a Jeep that at some point, I think the ducks could be a hazard. I've seen one Jeep in particular with like at least 50 ducks on the dash. I said, that thing's gonna go flying anywhere you slam on your brakes. I had one driving behind me yesterday, and that had a ton of ducks on the dashboard. Oh my god, Brittany, imagine it was the same Jeep we saw. Oh, I calculated my extra taxes, and I thought it would be 3K, but it's only 500, so I'm going on book vacation. Hey, let's go. Wait, excuse me, you're from London? Why did I think you were American this whole time? I never heard of the duck Jeep thing. Yeah, it's a thing. Rubber ducks on Jeep. I was given a rubber duck by a Jeep owner, so I don't have a clue. I don't have a Jeep. Just thought the duck was cute. Ah, you're what's the word? Oh, what's the word when you don't have the Jeep? You're not officially part of the community, but you are part of it at the same time. You're a Jeep. Oh, what's the word? It's gonna bother me. I'm gonna try to think of that word. Me over here, still miles away from paying off the house I live in. I don't know how long you have it left, Jenny or Copper, but I think I have honestly a solid 20-something years left still. Because when you buy a house, for FYI, when you buy a house for everyone, when you buy a house, the huge chunk of your payments in the beginning, like the first 10 years, honestly just goes towards the interest of the house. Barely does any of it actually go towards the actual principal, which is the big chunk of money that you borrow in the first place. The one we saw was three rows deep. It was okay. Mine, the one I saw wasn't a blue Jeep. It was like a dark wait, was it navy blue? Because mine was navy blue. When you said blue, I was thinking like, you know, water blue. I saw a Jeep that was Garfield theme. Oh, that's actually cute. No, I'm going from Belgium. I think that's Europe. Marshall, thank you so much again. I was gonna say have a great stream. Y'all know I'm tired when I was saying have a great stream too, Marshall. Have a good night. Have a good nap and sleep. And thank you again for the 5 gifted subs. I'm tired. I don't know how Marshall stood awake for 16 hours. What? I can't even formulate full sentences with 10 hours of sleep. Jeep adjacent. Bear. I just need Bear to be on Discord call 24/7 for my streams. And I'll just tap in, ring the bear. Bring in the bear. Bear, what's this word? Bear explains it all. Tap the emergency bear button. At least y'all have a house I rent because single people can't afford to buy a house. So, oh wait, you're not American. If anybody's looking to buy a house, the house Zillow announced a few days ago their monthly report that house prices should be dropping and tanking hugely soon. So anybody looking to buy a house, hold off for a little bit. House markets are tanking because they can't sell them right now, so they have to drop the prices. I saw a Harley Davidson that was Garfield theme. Is Garfield that popular? Why does Jitters look like his bloodstream is nothing but pure coffee? I just picture Jitters shaking a lot if he was real. I should start a service. The bear service. Bear, you should advertise it to all streamers. When you're confused, call the bear. $10 an hour. Or $5 a call. Bear's words. I bought a house after they went up. To $100,000. My neighbors used to remind me she paid half for her house. What I paid, I just stopped talking to her. Yeah, house prices. My parents, this is back in 1998. They didn't keep the house. I wish they did, but they couldn't afford them. My parents, could not afford their monthly payment, and they bought a three-family house for $87,000. $87,000. This is 1998. They had trouble keeping up with the monthly payments, so they sold the house. I wish they would have shared that with me as a kid, because I would have figured out how to make the money too. Because that house right now, I looked up the house the other day on Zillow. It was a whopping $1,200,000 home now. I said, "Oh my god!" Had they just been able to make the payments for an 85K home, it was a three-family home. I said, "Oh man, Sienna, how's mommy doing?" Sienna. Hold on, where am I with the chat? I just saw Sienna's name. I was like, "Oh, Sienna." Oh, Sienna, question for you. When we figure out the date, if you're up for it, would you like to be a commentator for the Lost Race? Because I know you're not streaming right now. You're taking a little break. But if you want to be a commentator, if you're free, when we figure out the date and time. Because we have a fundraiser coming up for Nicky Picky Plays mod. $10 an hour, that's slavery. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, y'all don't understand. $10 an hour was a lot back in the day. In my head, that's still a lot of money. Even though technically, what's the minimum wage now? Like $20 an hour? Yeah, some friends moved to town. They paid a lot for their house. People were mad because nobody wanted prices going up. Yeah, when prices go up, your value goes up, which is great. But then it sucks because your taxes go up as well. If I get laid off, I will rent out rooms to traveling nurses. Oh, actually, that's not a bad idea. Sienna, I am good. I caught 2 mouses the other day. I found at nighttime, Sienna. It was 3 in the morning. All I heard was. And I was like, crap, we have mouses. I caught 2 of them, made them a tiny little mouse hut in the beach area. And I hope they're still there. Yes, a motorcycle. That lady made it amazing. The pedals were paw prints. Oh my god, paw. Oh, they went hard on that one. I missed the question because babies was screaming. No, I was gonna say we're doing a fundraiser, date unknown, time unknown. If you happen to be free at that time and day when we figure it out, if you'll be interested in being a commentator for a fundraiser for one of the streamers mods, if at all, but I'll reach out with the specific day and time and stuff. I'm just trying to get the word out and see who's actually available once we get the time figured out. It's been a month. We should have it figured out soonish. I'm going to play. Oh, okay. Queen, thank you for coming by. Much appreciated. We're probably going to be wrapping up in a second as well, because I actually have house stuff to take care of, aka chores, cleaning of the yard, chopping up grass, doing adult stuff. Dear Daniel, share a birthday with my grandpa yet? Who's Dear Daniel? I have no idea who that is. They are his pets now. How did you catch them? All right, real quick. We'll do a short recap to end the stream. Yes, DM me. We should see if timing is scheduled. Yeah, that's the fun part, the scheduling. I'm gonna make dinner and eat some. Have a great bye, Suna. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for it again for the 4 months. All right, so real quick as we end stream. In the bedroom, 3 p.m., 3 a.m., technically speaking. We needed mouse traps because we heard mouse. I love animals. So for those that missed the stream, I did not want to go sticky trap route. I did not want to go the backbreaker mouse deluxe to 3.0. And obviously, I would love to go with this trap, but realistically, this is not going to catch mouse. So we went with this. The humane mouse trap. Treats here, mouse goes in here, triggers door closes, mouse is captured. So instead of leaving it, sticky trap should be banned. Instead of leaving it at the casa, we went to this, we as in me and the mouse, went to this little beachy area with forest with a little bit of dirt, and I wanted to build a little hut for the mouse. Ideally, I wish it looked like this, but I didn't have the time. Only had a minute. So, dug a tiny little hole, put some leaves over it, put some fruit out there, left the mouse there. Came back, saw a second mouse got caught. And I was like, all right, time to reunite the family. And then when I went back to that said hole, there was feathers. So I thought the worst happened. Until I looked over another side of the area and there was a little tail. So I'm guessing the mouse left this area and went to that area. So I dropped off his friend at the new area. And I'm hoping those two are living happily ever after with lots of little mouse babies right now. And I do walk by that place from time to time with my dog, so I'll keep y'all posted. But up to now, I have not heard any sounds. So hopefully the house is mouse free. And these two are living their happy, grumpy, sad life at the same time. With this horrible man-made shift feathery area. I'm gonna guess the feather was probably from like a nest that fell or something, and the feathers probably just splattered over this. So if anything, it was extra, extra foliage to keep them insulated. Jenny, thank you for gifting a membership to AJ, Birdie, Ollie B, Brooke, and Oak. Oh my god, that's a name I haven't seen in a while. Jenny, thank you so much. One time we saved a mouse in our house, put him in a shoebox and let him outside, and he started running back to our house, and we were like, huh? And then, oh no, Sienna. Yeah, I Googled it. I actually Googled it ahead of time. I was like, what is... Jenny, thank you so much. Again, I Googled it. I was like, how long does a mouse survive outside the house? And they say barely an hour for mouse houses. So... that's why I decided to do this method. I was like, let's give them a fighting chance. There's food. You're covered. Stay hidden because it was daytime. And then come out when it's night. And start foraging or looking for another house. It's a cycle of life. I know. But it's heartbreaking at the same time. This is a conversation before we end stream. This is a conversation I had with my students. I said, I love animals. I hate the fact that I eat meat. Because I know where meat comes from. So a part of me, I wish I could be vegetarian, but a part of me loves meat so much. The circle of life here, folks. So occasionally, when I work, we get like vegetarian meals. I'll go for that instead of the meat. But mouse story: if y'all catch a mouse, make a tiny little home. If you can do one of these, take a picture. Protect them. Jenny, thank you again. Thank you for everyone else that donated. For everyone that came by. Much appreciated. Next week, we will transform the island to make it actually look a little different than what it is currently. And we'll get a schedule for the fundraiser. And I will talk to you all about the video ideas and getting your help. And attempting to animate it. We'll see. Thank you all so much for coming on by. Have an amazing rest of your Saturday. The weather's nice out for those on the East Coast. I think for those in the middle part of the United States, you got some weather going on right now. But stay warm, stay dry. I have no idea what's going on Sienna's side of the wood. I hope your weather's over there. I think it's always amazing. Bye, everyone. Take care. Ciao.